We have here just an ARP that I created in Diva. And what I've done is I've created an automation using the frequency within Diva. So it's just a straight line and it swells up all the way up until the drop, and then it releases. So don't try not think of it as a drop, like as in like dubstep, like build up and then a drop. Just think of it like building up tension, 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 and then release. I've altered the velocity at random. And basically what this is, every single note over here is playing at a different volume. So for example, if I make all the velocity the same, which is how it comes by default, it will sound very robotic. It will sound like you made this on a laptop, even though you did make this on a laptop. Have a listen. Compared to, it's much more humanistic. So I'll let you hear it with the track without the velocity changes. It sounds pretty shit. Now I'm going to redo the velocity changes. So say if it was at default like this, all you do is just at random, pull down, pull down every single note. Right over here I have the main bass lead, which kind of carries the song. And as you'll notice, the first three notes are just the same notes. Being melodic techno, there's a fine line between melody and, minimal techno. You wanted to have elements of both. There's a meme with the Leonardo DiCaprio when he's like, you can't post memes anymore to YouTube. The meme is like, the one with Leonardo DiCaprio and he's in Django and he's got like a martini in his hand and like he's got this this amazing smile. The meme was like every melodic techno fan ever when the note changes in the 15th minute of the song. And yeah, I thought that was fucking hilarious. It makes so much sense. So like, you want to build up and you want to start off slow. Start off with like the same note. And then I just knew around this area, the note would have to change. So for the drop here, or the release of the tension, you could likewise just keep a single note, for example like this. Which is cool in its own right. I just decided to go for a little bit more of a melodic feel. But you could bring that in at around, you could even bring that in around here and just have these notes, something like this, and then just change it around here. Oh, just by the way, for the ARP here, I've also added a sidechain compressor to the kick. So once again, without it, there's no pump, there's no pump with it. It's more tame, it melts together with the song, gives way to the kick. Back to the lead bass. I also have automated the cutoff here. So the cutoff at the beginning is very subtle, it's very low frequency, and then towards the drop or the release of the tension, it goes up in tension. Don't forget the tail at the end. You don't want to just abruptly release the tension. It's better when it's released over time. What I did to make it quick curve is you just hold down Option, that introduces the bend feature, and you can just bend it to your liking. So it's a really cool feature. And once again, I've added a sidechain to the kick. So every time the kick plays, this will duck. Since this is a lead bass, it's a low frequency, and I actually sidechain this to the kick and quite aggressively. So if I can just solo this and I take the sidechain compression off, then I put it back on, off, on. As you can hear, it creates a nice pump. You need the pump, otherwise you cannot have electronic dance music. Here I have added, I don't know what to call it. I was going for white noise, but it's kind of more drony. And this is a Diva preset, like most of everything I use in this track. Diva is just another VST, like Serum, like Silent. It doesn't matter what you have, it's how you use it, right? What I've done here as well, I just added another frequency automation. I didn't go too aggressive with this, but it's totally up to you. Tension, build up, swell up, and then the release. You hold Option and you can bend it, which is awesome. Now what else I did with this is in Diva and pretty much any other VST, there will be an option where you can change the tuning. What I did here is I automated in the tuning. So without it, it's still cool, it's still like a very simple drone, but I just added a little bit more of a, you know? Just a little bit more movement into it. Without it, with the whole track, it's very simple. Then we add it back in. And once again, the frequency builds up. You cannot have a melodic techno track without a nice pad, right? So you can use any VST that you want. I just like using Omnisphere for pads. I have Omnisphere, so I use it. But if you don't have it, just use what you have. I just have like a boys choir here. And if I just solo it, I have it sidechain to the kick. Without the sidechain, with the sidechain, we have that nice pump effect, the pump. I have duplicated it. These are basically the same pads. If I just delete that, I'm going to automate these levels as well. Once again, I want it to swell up right before the drop and then release the tension. I'm going to use the bend feature, so you hold Option and then you drag down to your liking. And remember to leave a tail. If you want, add another transition here. So let's duplicate this pad because I like to have my pads really wide and really spread out. So it's just a little trick I do. Command G, which groups them together. And so this is panned 50 to the right. We're just going to pan this 50 to the left. So these pads in theory will be the widest part of the song, you know. They'll be completely at the sides. And I just like having wide pads. Yeah, that's sounding good. Make sure to stay tuned because the next tutorial I'm going to be releasing real soon. I'm going to be working on this exact same track. We're going to be polishing it. We're going to add in cool little elements, little effects, and we're going to like seriously polish the transitions, give it like that professional sound, like what effects to use, how much to use, the automation of all the effects. We're going to be adding white noise and vocals. Stay tuned. I have a feeling this is going to turn out really well. Make sure to check out Production Music Live. There's a link in the description of this video. I made all my drums in this track using the Woodlands pack. So if like you're a fan of organic music, they're not just samples and loops. They have amazing presets for like any genre you can think of. Most of the best VSTs, and they have incredible courses. I did a course on their Melodic Techno. What I liked about it is not long and tiresome and grueling. It's like you can knock it out in a day. You can learn so much. Check that out, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. It's gonna be a good one. Okay, happy producing.